Hello guys, it's Sapphire Alchemy with the review of Reign, episode 12, titled Royal Blood. Now in this episode, as we know that Bash and Mary are supposed to be, a couple. So the problem arises with when Mary and Bash disagree on what is to be done with Catherine's younger sons, due to the fact that, well, Mary says she has to marry Bash now. His mother, Diane de Poitiers, will become queen. Thus, Catherine is now, she done lost all her titles, and since she's not a queen, her children are now considered bastards. So the question is what to be done with the young children, the two sons, Charles and Henry. Going against Mary's wishes, Bash arranged for the boys to be taken out of France under the guise of a kidnapping. And the reason he does this is because, as we see this man when we see when they have like this little fall, not a fall festival, like this winterish type festival, like snow and stuff falling. And Mary thinks, they should be like regular kids, but the problem is because the kingdom is now literally divided between, you got some people who want Francis to remain, in his position, who wants to make, to remain Dauphin of France. So you got people trying to kill Bash because technically he's not the rightful heir. And then you got some people who's on Baxter's side, like, yeah, for bad. And you got people trying to kill Francis and his young brothers, Charles and Henry, because they are rooting for Bash. So thus, this puts the little boys in danger. So he had it under the guise of a kidnapping, but Clarissa, the queen's bastard daughter, she intercedes and kidnaps the boys for real. Nostradamus helps Catherine escape the tower. He has her this book, which had this little hook in it, so she could look like she killed herself so he could take her out of there. But she refuses to leave when she learns that her sons are missing. And as, of course, as a mom, a mom cannot just leave her children, out there in the world, who knows what they might do to these kids, And then Catherine joins Mary and Bash to find Clarissa, who wants to kill the boys as revenge for their mother abandoning her. In Clarissa's mind, Mama didn't love me, and so since Mama didn't make me part of the family, I'm gonna take your family away. So I'm gonna kill these two little boys, and that's what's going on in Clarissa's mind. Because technically, that's kind of how, if you think about it, it's kind of like what she sort of did, because Clarissa is not Henry's daughter. She had to send the child off somewhere, and then it don't help that Nostradamus' father adopted her, and they saw this mark on her face, and they thought, and to them it was a mark of the devil or something. Because back then people was real suspicious, some sort of mark on her face. Apparently, they want to save a life committed of witchcraft. He tried to remove it, thus actually disfiguring her face. I'm just like, ugh. So now she just hides up in the hidden corridors of the castle. So as Catherine is trying to calm Clarissa down, saying we could be family, so Clarissa like, I don't believe you, just saying this stuff because you want your boys back. Mary hits Clarissa with a rock in the back of the head, apparently killing her. Mary and Bash reconcile, and Bash agrees to care for the boys. Mary asks Bash to marry her immediately without waiting for the annulment of Catherine and Henry's marriage. I'm like, Mary, you like to rush into stuff a lot. You know what I'm saying? You like to rush into a lot of stuff. I'm just saying, like, dang. And he accepts. Lola, now this is the girl. If you don't know who she is, the actress is, she played on Narnia as the older sister. That's her. So Lola goes to Paris to help her brother and happens to meet Francis, who helps her settle her brother's debt. Lola and Francis bond over their similar situation, and Lola loses her virginity to Francis. I'm just like, ooh, this is not gonna be good. I'm just saying, this is not gonna turn. I have a feeling that situation not gonna turn out good. Cause I have a feeling with that situation. Cause you gotta think about it. Okay, Francis by royal blood is technically the rightful heir to the throne of France, right? And so then you have Mary. Obviously, she's a queen of her own right. She's a queen of Scotland. Then, of course, there's Bash, who is by that rule the bastard child of Henry, but he's still Henry's son. He's just not the son of the queen. All right. And I have a feeling that with her Mary and Bash, something probably gonna go down where Francis is gonna come back in And he could probably confess his love again for Mary, and Mary's gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be torn again between Bash and Francis. And then not only that, there's gonna pop up, hey, I slept with your friend, your lady in waiting, Lola. Then there's gonna be an issue between Lola and Mary. Cause kind of today, that would roll over today in today's turn. You have like the girl code and the guy code, and the guy code and girl code. You say, if you're gonna like sleep with somebody, you're not supposed to sleep with the ex or the best friend of that person. So in this case, Francis technically is not really supposed to sleep with Lola because that's her friend, and Bash is not supposed to sleep with Mary because that's his brother's love. So oh, it's just like chaos. But I have a feeling it's gonna turn up to a good, interesting thing. So Francis learns that Catherine is to be executed and decides to return to court. As I said, it's gonna get interesting. Cause the American probably gonna be like, Lola, where have you been? Cause she probably gonna ride with Francis, so that's gonna even look more suspicious. Then Barry's gonna be like, really, really, Francis, really, really, and Francis is up here taking virginities up here. And my thing is for Lola, is like, okay, I understand, now today, in this today's society, the whole idea of a woman's virginity is not as big as it used to be. But given the fact that Lola is in this time frame and that her virtue is pretty much her meal ticket to having a good life and having a good husband. No offense, but this is Francis. I'm not sure how much she could get from being with Francis. I'm not sure. Unless he ends up getting married to Mary, and then she becomes his official mistress. I mean, I guess it's better than being just a plain old prostitute. I guess I don't know. Yeah, well, that's gonna be interesting. And this Thursday episode is titled "The Consummation." Um, and from what I see from the commercials, Mary is gonna finally get married. But the question is to who? Because apparently, from what I see in the commercials, King Henry, he obviously he has reached his limit. He tells Mary that she's going to marry one of my sons. You need to pick somebody because his patience is just well thinning. Because he really wants England, and Mary is constantly flipping back and forth between Francis and Bath. So Henry is like, okay, I'm tired of these freaking games. You're gonna pick somebody. You're gonna either pick my son Francis, you're gonna pick my son Bash, but you're gonna pick one of them, and you're gonna get married, and we're gonna get the throne of England. That's all Frank Henry wants, is that freaking throne of England. And we also get to see in this episode, we're gonna see Mary's mother, and I like the part in the commercial where she says she wants to decide her own life. I'm like, oh Mary, oh you so naive. Like she's like, I could decide my own rules and stuff. I'm like, oh Mary, you so naive. Don't you know that you're a queen and you're a woman? You can't decide for yourself. Oh, that's what a man is supposed to do. Oh God, Mary. That's what it's like. She's so naive. It's like she's a modern day woman in ancient times. Kind of like how some of the Disney princesses were. That's what she is. Mary is a modern day female placed in, I think, a 16th century. France is either 15th or 16th. I can't remember. But yeah, so I can't wait for that episode, The Consummation. This is gonna be interesting. And then also episode 14 is titled Dirty Laundry. So I have a feeling that's when Mary might find out about Francis and Lola because it says Dirty Laundry. And then 15 is titled The Darkness. That's gonna be March 20th. And then of course, the CW did renew Reign for a second season. So yay, Reign! So again, I am Sapphire Yagami. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you guys this Thursday.